I'm shattered. 5 solid hours gardening. It's nice to do the garden and getting it to look like a park, but it's a lot of work. A lot of work indeed. Because it only stays park-like for 2 or 3 days and it starts getting all messy again, shabby. A lot of people have had bad years this year, bad weather, and it's been absolutely, totally average here. I had a look at the statistics the other day and everything's on the line. Sun, rain, wind, storms, everything average. So it's been a very average year in the garden this year. Things you have to do in the garden. See that seat back there? My wife's got a problem because she can't throw anything out. And so it had to be turned into a little romantic seat hanging on a tree. And I think I'm the only person who's ever sat in it, and that was just to test it out. And there was sort of like dreams of the kids sitting there with a big smile on their face going round and round under the tree. But the dream is often quite different to the reality. Go away for a couple of days and leave the garden on its own. You end up with stuff like this. And what do you do with these things, eh? You can eat them, I suppose, if you're starving. Or if you had some pigs, you could feed them to the pigs, but you've got to pick them off so you get nice little ones, not these big daddies. The garden's got a life of its own. There's a spud patch waiting to be dug up. Got no place to store the potatoes, so I'll just leave them in the ground. I don't know whether to bother making any more garden videos, because I've noticed now I've been making them for 3 years and it's not as much fun anymore because I've done it all. I've done all the garden videos. It's the same every year. Well, not exactly the same, but same principle. And you can only film it from so many angles, and just got a feeling it's getting boring for people. Getting a bit boring for me too. Here I am, sitting on the love seat that I so lovingly built, that's never been loved upon. It's another place that nobody ever sits, but you just get these ideas to do something in the garden and then you do it. It's a funny old game, this garden, if you think about it really though. Like your few square yards of land, trying to bend it to your will, trying to dominate it. If I left this garden, it would be a forest in 5 years. And sometimes a little voice in me wants to do that and just leave it to grow wild. Vegetable wise, can't complain. Had quite a fecund year. Haven't bought any vegetables at the supermarket since June. Tomatoes, zucchinis, they've done great. And I'm going to have quite a lot to put in jars for spaghetti sauce for the winter. But it's nice to keep the garden nice and park-like so the kids can play in there. And if the euro goes busting, we have to start really surviving ourselves, and there's plenty of room in this garden to dig it up and cover it all in spuds. So you've got to keep your hand in, I suppose. Peaches look nice this year. Not quite ripe yet. All 6 of them. Let's give it a try. Lovely. Don't look ripe, but it is. Tomato tree was a big success. You see it's still got loads of tomatoes on there. I've been kind of living off this tree. Quite a lot of tomatoes on this giant tomato tree in the greenhouse, but not really a success. It's just too much. And my guru Yoshi said, don't grow the tomatoes in your greenhouse because it'll just be all green. And he was right, of course. I don't know how much produce I've had out of this greenhouse this year, but it's a hell of a lot. Hell of a lot. How many from these Japanese peppers I've had. And it's still full. I seem to harvest every day and I come back and there's still the same amount of peppers on there. But you can't complain really. The greenhouse has done great this year. Maybe it's because it wasn't so hot. All this stuff here is some kind of French parsley, which Flying Frisbee brought me, and that's done so well, it's unbelievable. It's taken up all this area of the greenhouse, but been great. Perfect. It's one of the most virulent plants I've seen. That. So we'll just have a last little flip round in here. As you can see, every single area is filled up with tomato plants. I even had to cut some back to get the camera in to make this video today. Hundreds of kiwis this year. Don't even know why I planted them. I don't even like kiwis. See, there's tons of them there. Gojoni's hanging down. If you ever want to plant kiwis, I don't know if it's warm enough in Britain, but they grow like mad here. You don't even have to do anything, water them, nothing. Well, that's me done for today. I just wish I could sit in the garden and just like enjoy it. If I'm sitting in the garden, I'm looking around and I'm thinking, oh, that bush has got to be cut. I wish I was one of those people who could just lay down and enjoy things. I can't sit on the beach either, it's exactly the same. It drives me insane, laying doing nothing. Well, have a great day. And validate yourself.